Hello friends, welcome to the Car Guide. My name is Rishabh and today we have the Honda Amaze with us and we are going to give you each and every detail in just one video. I promise that. So now moving on to the walk around, but before we start I would like to tell you that we have a unique system of reviewing cars which is called CARR, Car Analysis and Review by Rishabh. You can see here, and this video is also available in Hindi. You can watch it on different channel where we have around 1 lakh subscribers. So moving on to this particular review, we'll review it in two parts: the walk around analysis and the drive review, which is right here you can see. And let's begin with the walk around review first, and then we'll go on the driving part of this vehicle. Before continuing with this video, I would like to tell you, if you want to purchase this Honda Amaze or any Honda vehicle in Punjab, you can definitely contact me on this WhatsApp number. I'll get you the best rates and quickest delivery, I promise you that. Now let's begin with this walk around. When you go to buy a car or when you look out for a car, the first thing you see is the front side of the car, which is why we are going to start it with the front side itself. You can see the headlamps, the proper headlamps with the chrome lining. You get halogen bulb here, indicator, and you get all the extra lights everywhere here, and this is a very aggressive look. And especially if you look around at the grill of this vehicle, and underneath you can see the bumper as well, and that particular bumper looks very aggressive and the road presence is amazing. You will definitely feel that the Honda Amaze looks absolutely stunning. Under here you can also see the fog lamps provided with this vehicle. Now focusing on the side profile of this vehicle, you can see the stylish alloy wheels there, but they are not company fitted, of course. The person who is this car has installed these alloy wheels with this particular car, and they look absolutely amazing. Now this Honda Amaze actually get a different set of alloy wheels. I'll show you in the picture here, and you can see the ORVMs here with the turn indicator. They are foldable as well. They are adjustable, electrically adjustable from the inside. You get the handle here, but you get no chrome treatment, but the request sensor is available here. That is a good option. Obviously this is a sedan, you won't get roof rails, but the petrol tank is here. And moving on to the rear profile of this vehicle, you get a complete different design of the tail lamp with the indicator and the reverse light positioned in between. Some people think that this particular design is overdue or overdone or something like that, but I personally feel that this is a absolutely great design, and everybody can easily love this particular look of this vehicle from the backside, and the road presence from the backside also looks very good. Then you get the camera here with the Honda badge here with 4 reverse parking sensors, and the rear bumper resembles the front bumper, as you can see from the past video. Moving on, you get feature wise, you get the defoggers here and the shark fin antenna for better features, you can say, and the better look as well. Now other than design and looks, other possible things are also very important, like the maintenance point. Honda has a very good maintenance package with this particular vehicle, and right now they are giving discounts on the maintenance package as well. You should definitely check it out. Warranty wise, you get 3 years unlimited kilometers warranty, but right now the offer is for 4th and 5th year as well. You get free extended warranty with unlimited kilometers, and you should also check that out. Other points are the after sale service. So Honda is a very reputed brand, and you can definitely rely on Honda cars, any showroom all over India, and they'll give you an amazing service, I'm sure about it. Other than that, resale value is also important. Honda cars get decent amount of resale value, not highest. Honda City and Honda Civic actually gets a good resale amount, but Amaze has an average resale value, so you should definitely keep in mind. Now being a sedan, it always gets an expectation of better legroom and better comfort on the rear side as well. So if we talk about the rear side, the thigh support is average. it could have been better, but the back support is perfectly fine and the recline is also good. The leg space is also adequate and you can find plenty of leg room. The floor bump is not too much. The floor is almost flat. There's just a small hump between, and but still the third person can sit here. You won't find any problem. Other than that, you get decent amount of this headroom. It could have been better. There's one drawback here, that you won't find any rear AC vents here, but you'll get a 12-volt socket. This is not a USB socket, this is a 12-volt socket, but there is no storage for the smartphone or anything to keep here, but you can keep it on the map pocket on the seat side as well. As I promised that I'll give you each and every detail in just one video, here we go about the Honda Amaze, that what you will get. So basically, starting with the safety and security of this vehicle, the person which feels this is a 4-star rated vehicle from the NCAP rating. But what I'll say is, whenever I sit in this vehicle, I don't feel as secure as a 4-star vehicle. It feels like a 3-star vehicle, or 3 or 3.5 maybe. But don't you worry, I trust the NCAP. And I can easily say that you can also trust the NCAP and 4-star rating. Especially the 4-star rating is for the adult safety protection and not for the child. The child protection gets 1 star only. However, you get the ISOFIX child anchorages, but definitely you will feel that little compromise on the safety side, which Honda company should keep in mind. Coming to the next point, the NVH levels of this vehicle. You may have heard from every other journalist or reviewer that this Honda Amaze has okayish NVH levels and Honda need to improve on this particular sector. But what I would say is, yes, there is noise, but the vibration is not that much. Vibration is there, but not that much. Harshness is also average, below average, I'll say. If we talk about the noise, it only gets noisy on the highways when you go over 80 or when you are at around 2500 RPM or 3000 RPM. Below that, it will give you a very good mileage and it won't be as vocal as you must have heard from other reviewers, and you should definitely drive it once to get to know more about it. Now moving on to the next point, the ergonomics. When we talk about the ergonomics, what are these? Basically the placement of the buttons, how they are, even whether they are reachable or not, how they are placed, how well they are placed, it is all about ergonomics. So ergonomics sector, if we talk about it, then definitely all the buttons you get on the, like the AC control, like the ORVM controls on the right side, the AC controls here, the touch screen, you can easily operate them and you won't find any difficulty. And in the ergonomic sector, I can give it a thumbs up. But there is just one single problem I face when I drive this vehicle. You get a sliding armrest here, but actually what happens is, when you are using this sliding armrest and I'm driving, okay fine, when I have to stop somewhere, I have to pull the handbrake, but you have to actually slide it back. Other than that, the ergonomics level are amazingly fine. Now if we are talking about the armrest, it means we are focusing on the comfort. So driver's comfort is also very important. What I feel is, the armrest on the side is perfectly placed according to the gear level, not according to the handbrake, and you can easily rest your arm here and you will not feel any problem or any complaints regarding this particular support you are getting. So it's a good thing. The positioning is perfectly fine, the padding is perfectly fine. But if we talk about the door side armrest for the right arm, you'll get a plastic armrest, which is hard plastic, which I personally don't recommend. And sedans like that at this particular price, you deserve a leather padding or a soft padding cushioning for the arm on the right side as well. Now other driving aspects of this vehicle, the driver comfort for the seat. There is this one particular problem which Honda could work on, the under thigh support of this seat. If we talk about the under thigh support, there is definitely some amount of support missing there, and on highways when you are going to drive for more than 100 or 150 kilometers, your legs will be tired, and especially the thigh area, and you will feel the lack of proper leg support or under thigh support, if you may say. Other than that, the back support is perfectly fine. You get leather seats on the top variant, but I personally prefer fabric seats because in this hot weather, especially in June, July month, or even in humidity in rainy seasons, you get a lot of sweating, and especially because of the leather seats. If you have fabric seats, that particular problem actually decreases, or you can say the effect of all of these wrong things decreases, and you get a better support and better ventilation for your back. And but leather seat has an advantage also, but they are easy to clean and they look more premium, so which is why companies prefer leather seats on their top end variants. Next point is the visibility point. We have driven it on highway. Now I will show you on the city level as well, but let's talk about the visibility of this particular vehicle. The A pillar here on the left and the right are quite big, and I feel that they should have been a little smaller to get a better visibility. However, the ORVMs and the IRVM are perfectly well sized. The image or the reflection you get on the mirror is quite big, and you get a huge wide area to view at the back of the vehicle. IRVM is also placed very nicely, and you can easily get to know all the traffic behind, and which is a very good point for the driver, of course. And this was the visibility. One thing more, that the bonnet is only visible from the right side. The left bonnet side is not visible even if you adjust the seat height to the maximum. Only the right side is visible, so do keep that in mind. Moving on to the transmission part, which is really important, as this vehicle should be easy to drive in cities, and the quality of transmission and the ease of transmission actually determines how easy is it to drive it in the cities. Now the transmission is really light, the gearbox specifically, the gear lever is very lightweight, which is a good thing if you're going to drive this car in the city, and you'll have to change gears now and then, and every second you have to put on neutral, then put the car on first gear or second gear. It's very easy because clutch is also light. That is a really good point. If you're going to drive this particular car in the city, then you won't face any problem and you won't get tired because of the clutch or the gear lever itself. The distance is very short of the gear lever, which helps you change the gear very easily. Moving on to the next point, the steering feedback. So the steering feedback is not 100% perfect, but the response is a little bit delayed, which is what I feel. The feedback could have been better and faster actually. And other than that, the weight of the steering is perfectly fine in cities when you're cruising in a low speed or you're stuck in a traffic. The steering is really lightweight, and if we move on to the higher side of the speedometer band, above 60, 70, when you're on the highway, the steering gets heavier a little by little, a little heavier. Then it is really good for the stability of the vehicle, and you get a better control over the vehicle on higher speeds, which is really important if we consider the safety in our mind. Now the suspension. As you can see, we are going a U-turn kind of system, and we are taking a big turn, and we get an idea of the body roll as well. So there is a little body roll because the suspension is on the softer side, and you will definitely feel a little body roll on the back side. Especially on the front side, it's very minimum, but it is there, you can feel it. And secondly, more importantly, the suspension noise is important, because the NVH levels specifically on the noise part is not that great. You can hear all the noise of the suspension when it's on speed breaker, or also when you hit a pothole. Now there's a speed breaker coming, and I can show you that this is a noisy suspension, especially on the back side, and you feel a little bouncy because it is a softer, the suspension is on the softer side. You will definitely feel a little bouncy on it. So this was everything regarding the Honda Amaze. I hope you liked our video. If you haven't subscribed this channel yet, you should definitely do it, because this channel is exclusive for the drive reviews and walk around analysis, the car guide style, but in English. If you want to watch our videos in Hindi, you can definitely check it out on our different channels, and you're going to love it, I assure you that. So you can even subscribe both of these channels. You can follow us on Instagram, because we update latest car news on that channel, and for car reviews you can definitely subscribe this channel. So this was everything about the Honda Oasis. I hope you liked this video. Do comment below about what do you feel about this particular vehicle or regarding our review. We would definitely love to hear from you guys what do you think about our video and this particular car. Goodbye for now. See you in the next video.